सुप्तस्य तदैवैति दूरङ्गमं ज्योतिषां ज्योतिरेकं तन्मे मनः शिव सङ्कल्पमस्तु येन कर्माणवसो मनीषिणो यज्ञे कृण्वन्ति विददेषु धीराः यदपूर्वं यक्षमन्दः प्रजानातन्मे मनः शिव सङ्कल्पमस्तु यत्प्रज्ञानमुदचेतो धृतिश्च यज्ज्योतिरन्तरमृतं प्रजासु यस्मान्नरके किञ्चन कर्म क्रियते तन्मे मनः शिव सङ्कल्पमस्तु येनेदं भूतं भुवनं भविष्यत् परिगृहीतममृतेन सर्वम् येन यज्ञस्तायते सप्तहोधा तन्मे मनः शिव सङ्कल्पमस्तु यस्मिन् ऋजः सामयजोषि यस्मिन् प्रतिष्ठिता रतनाभाविभाराः यस्मिन् चित्तं सर्वमोदं प्रजानातन्मे मनः शिव सङ्कल्पमस्तु सुषायदिरश्वायन्मनुष्याने नीयते भीषुभिर्वाजिनैव हृत्प्रदिष्टं यदजिरं जविष्टं तन्मे मनः शिव सङ्कल्पमस्तु ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः
ओम श्री गणेशाय नमः। ओम श्री सरस्वत्यै नमः। ओम श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः। ओम समस्त जन कल्याणे निरतं करुणामयं नमामि चिन्मयं देवं सद्गुरुं ब्रह्मविद्वरं। हरि ओम। We discussed and found that all of us follow what our mind says to us. And therefore it is very important that we look at the quality of our mind, the purity of its quality, and the best is if we can divinize it. That is the theme of the Shiva Sankalpa Suktam. Now let us think a little about mind. Mind is matter. In the Chandogya Upanishad, it said that if you don't eat food for a few days, then you find that you are not able to think. And it is said there that the subtlest sattvic aspect of the food goes into making of the mind. It is matter. Its function is to entertain thought, sankalpa, vikalpa, other thought. That is the function. But the material cause is matter only. And matter by itself is lifeless. It's called jada, inert, insentient. But when you say our mind is able to think, how it is able to think? So the answer given is the Chaitanya Prakash, the pure Shuddha consciousness is reflected. Reflected means manifested in this mind, which is very subtle. See, our gross body also is matter. But the matter is very gross. The mind is made from very subtle aspect. So it is very subtle and it is capable of manifesting that consciousness. Like, an electric bulb is there. That bulb itself cannot manifest electricity in the form of light. But inside that filament is there, it has that quality. It can manifest. So, this consciousness which expresses through this inert mind, the mind becomes sentient. And then its function is to entertain thoughts. But the quality of thoughts, again, will depend upon different peoples, what their faith is, what their samskar is, depending upon other factors, what kind of desires they will have. But now we have to see the mind is matter. It becomes sentient because of the consciousness reflected or expressed there. Its function is to think and all that. This much is there. Now we find people generally go on saying that their mind is wandering or restless, ashantam, not concentrated. So many things they talk about this mind. So a question arises, what exactly is the essential nature of this mind? That takes us to another point. Generally, we observe that every object has got two types of qualities. One is its very natural state of being. Swabhavik dharma it is called. And other is called naimittic, caused by some reason, acquired, it is called acquired. So one is natural state and what is called acquired state. The simplest example, if you touch normal water, it is not hot. But if you touch the water very hot, then it cannot be hot like that. So the water is hot because of association with fire. And when it is removed from there, it cools down. So when we think of this mind, restlessness which is caused in the mind, it is not its natural state. Because if it's natural state, you will always be restless only. In other words, we cannot enter into our most loud state called sleep. Because the mind is always restless only. How will you go to sleep? What you find? Mind becomes quiet. Somebody is angry, agitated, but it becomes quiet. What does it show? That mind, restlessness, etc. is acquired one, caused by. Otherwise, it is calm. Shanta Swarup. One more very important thing you have to notice. Our mind gets pulled towards material things very easily. But also, the mind cannot always be happy with all material things, and it has longing for something which is permanent, something which is peace, something which is happiness, something noble. That pull also is there. Do you know why? Because the mind is a combination of matter and consciousness, Chaitanya. Because it is matter, so it gets attracted towards matter. But Chaitanya aspect also is there. And that also asserts. And therefore, you will find, however the materialistic person may become, but somewhere there is restlessness that this is not what it is. May not know, cannot verbalize, articulate. But there is also attraction for something noble, something divine, some respect for this thing. Why does so? Tug of war it is called. Matter and spirit. Because it's a combination. It happens. So now what we have to do is, when we understand this nature, we try to lift its attention, raise it to this consciousness aspect, divine virtues and all that. In the language of Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavan Shri Krishna says, Nitya Sattvasthaha Bhava. You try to abide in this Sattva Guna, nobility, purity. Then you will find this mind gets gravitated towards consciousness, Chaitanya aspect more and more, more and more. Then the matter loses its hold. At different levels of our evolution, we can see that as our mind rises to higher level, the pull of the other things goes on reducing. But we have to see that it goes higher and higher. That is the purpose of Shiva Sankalpa Suktam. As I said, it is found in Yajurveda, it is there in other Vedas also, like Rig Veda and all. One shlok, mantra numbers are also a little different and some readings are different. But these 6 mantras are most famous ones. Alright? So now I think with this much we start. Shiva Sankalpa Suktam. Even though there are swaras and all that also there, but we will just chant very simple way, without all those swaras. When I tell, please repeat. Yajjagrato duram udaiti daivam.
Yajjagrato duramudaithi devam
Tadu suptasya tathaivaiति.
Tadusuptasya tathaivaiti
Durangamam jyotisham jyotirekam.
Durangamam jyotisham jyotirekam
Tanme manas Shiva Sankalpamastu.
Tanme manas Shiva Sankalpamastu.
This last quarter. Tanme manas Shiva Sankalpamastu. That is refrain. Every shloka mantra it is there. So what happens? Tanme manas, that mind of mine. That mind of mine. Tanme manas Shiva Sankalpam Astu. May that mind of mine be Shiva Sankalpa, filled with auspicious thoughts. Manaha, nature is Sankalpa, then Vikalpa, it goes on. So may my mind be filled with auspicious thoughts. Now what is auspicious? Just now we saw this mind is a combination of this matter and spirit, Chaitanya. Those thoughts which take mind towards more and more and more and more towards Chaitanya, Sattva Guna Pradhan, then that is called Shubha. And that which takes and makes our mind engrossed only in materialistic things, then it is Ashubha. Of course, for our physical sustenance, for fulfilling our needs, we need material things. Then that is not a problem. But the mind should not become materialistic. Not all the time only just thinking of that. All right. Now what is this? Tanme manaha. That mind. Which mind you are talking about? Which mind of me be auspicious? Yat jagrato duram udaiti. That mind which duram udaiti goes far. Whose mind? Jagrataha. When the person is awake. That awake person means the one who is in the waking state of experience. That Purusha called Jagrat Purusha. That Jagrat Purusha's mind in waking state goes far. We never know kahan jayega, where it will go. It will go nearby also. It will go far also. That mind which goes far in waking state. Daivam. See Daivam. Daivam is Chaitanya Yukta Manaha. Deva. Belong to Deva called Daivam. Already I said, mind by itself is inert, cannot function or think and all that. Only when Chaitanya manifests in it, then only the Chaitan Manaha can think and all that. Right? That mind, Dura Mudaiti. And then, Tadu Suptasya Tathaivaiti. And Suptasya. And when person is sleeping, what happens to that mind? Which had gone far, it just comes back. That sleeping man. So now what we understand simple. That mind, which in waking state goes far, in sleep it comes back. Suptasya tatha eva eti. The same way it comes back also. Durangamam, duram gacchati. Goes far. Jyotisham, jyotirekam. And it is one light of many lights. What is that? We have got 5 sense organs: eyes, ear, nose, tongue, skin. They are jyotis because they are illumining the world of objects of Shabda, Sparasha, Rupa, Gandha. But this mind has to be there with them. Ekam jyoti indriyani manaschaikam panchachendriya gocharaha. 5 sense objects are there, 5 sense organs are, but one mind has to be connected with all of them. That one jyoti. Tanme manaha Shiva Sankalpa. So that mind which goes too far comes back, far-reaching mind, which is one light of all the 5 lights of jyotis of the indriyas, that mind. Oh, what is said there? Every day is happening. And mind going far means what? When you go on thinking of objects, mind is there. Going forward. When you start thinking of any far objects, the mind is gone there. When you think of it near, it is there only. All going and all that, it is only in terms of thoughts. And it comes back also. Now one may say, so what is the big thing that which is said here then? Because normally everywhere that's what is happening. That is true. But now what is said, Tanme mana Shiva Sankalpa must. That is the crux of the whole thing. That means what? Yes, your mind can go anywhere. But with what sankalpa it is going? With what thought? With what intention? With what purpose in mind it is going? Otherwise it is going anywhere. There's the whole important thing is. Many, we find that school children also going, and so they see somewhere a juggler is there showing monkeys, some play and all that. So they forget to go to school. And the college going students, do they go to really college? They tell whom I am going to college. And you will find them in some movie theater or some restaurant or with hanging around with. Did you go to school, college with thought of learning or anything? And watching some cricket match and all that, and then getting so absurd, and then they forget that they have to go to their office work and all. And even if they go, what is the score? What is the score? What is the score? What Sankalpa? Think about it. People, students, I got admission in that college with full scholarship, this, that, right? And then they forget the purpose for which they went there. And in that, sometimes they are getting all A grade, their school and all. A, not only A, straight A, they say, straight A, and A plus. And then slowly what happens? Father asks, I want to see your report. Whatever grades and all that I want to see. The boy said, I am underwater. Underwater? What do you mean by underwater? Below sea level. So my grade, which used to be A, now become B, now become C. You see? Why? Because कोई और ही संकल्प आने लगे. See here what you understand. Mind goes on thinking, that is nature. It will go here and there. But be conscious as to for what purpose you are going where. What intention you are going. I will tell you one example of, see, when we were building our Chinmay International Residential School, of course we need a lot of money. So I went on a tour in the Middle East. And I went into, we will get money there. So I went there with the sankalpa of money. And Bhagavan frustrated it completely. I didn't get. Then I was thinking, what happened? Then I said, this is the mistake. Why did you go there with the idea of money? Your goal is not that. Your goal is to sing the glory of God. Your glory is to spread the message of the Upanishads. Money and that are byproducts. I learned my lesson. Thereafter, never thought of. You just go. Serious matter it is. With what purpose you go? When we are taken to path of sannyas, and when we have taken to this, only the message of this should go. That's all. Don't go with the wrong thinking. Objectively, it may not be very wrong, but still from spiritual standpoint, it is not right. Your sankalpa has to be shubha. That's why in Bhagavad Purana Mahatmya, Brahmaji tells Naradji that you do the bhakti prachar only with one aim. And what is that aim? Yathandranam bhagavati drudha bhaktir bhavishyati. Only how that devotion for God can be kindled in the hearts of people, that only it is sankalpya varnaya. This should be your sankalpa, and then do. See, this mantra is very important. Otherwise, normally, we see our mind is going here, there. It comes back and go to sleep, right? But where we are going with Shiva Sankalpa? Is our intention pure, noble? Asha, again, when you come back to sleep also, with what thought we go to sleep? Again, if you go to sleep, but as soon as I get up, I will have a cup of tea. With the tea thought you go to sleep or what? No. Punyo dussapna nashanaha. Bhagavan's name is Punya, Pavitra, destroyer of dussapna. That's why we find one in Sundarakanda of Tulsi Ramayana, when Hanumanji went and saw that Vibhishanji's house, early morning, and as soon as Vibhishan got up and woke up, he said, Ram, Ram. So Hanumanji said he is a sadhu purush. Because as soon as you wake up, and when you remember God's name, that means he must have slept also with that name. And at that time, not to show off anybody, Otherwise, some people are like that. The moment they see some people are coming, immediately mala. not show up. You are all alone. So here Supta says, if with Shiva Sankalpa, if you have lived the whole life, whole day, then when we come back also, that mind will come back that way only. So with what Sankalpa we go to sleep, with what thought we wake up from sleep, and Durangaman as we are going around, what is that? And all our senses organs, see, their job is to see, perceive this world, but the one mind must be behind them to see that Bhadram Karne Vishrunayama, Bhadram Pashyama Akshabe. So that if that mind is connected with that, and that mind has Shiva Sankalpa, then that mind will keep those senses also under control. Duranga will go anywhere, doesn't matter. Huh? Now see, when you read this mantra, it will speak to you different thing then. Yajjagrato duramudayati daivam tadu suptasya tathaivaiti durangamam jyotisham jyotirekam tanme manaha Shiva Sankalpamastu. What happened when I read the Shiva Sankalpa Suktam in Sanskrit? A thought came to my mind that I should translate some essence of this in Hindi, in the verse form. So it is there in the page number 61 at the end in Hindi. So I will tell you the translation only of this mantra. Huh? दूर जाता जागृत में लौट आता निद्रा में इंद्रियों की ज्योति जो मेरा वह मन शिवमय हो मेरा वह मन शिवमय हो शिवमय हो. श्री सद्गुरुनाथ महाराज की ओम पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते. ओम शांति शांति शांति. हरि ओम श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः. हरि ओम.